Hi, very good morning. Uh, this is a Delhi High Court judgment under income tax. Aarti Fabricode Private Limited versus Income Tax Officer. Section 148. Facts of the case. Generally, I give the very brief facts of the case so that the law can be appreciated. Petitioner is a company. It was filing its income tax returns regularly. A notice under Section 148 was issued proposing to reassess the income. Assessment year was 2017 and 2017-18. The reason for issuing this notice was you have sold an income immovable property but not disclosed the capital gains in the return. Hence, we are initiating proceedings under Section 148. That is the reason. Petitioner filed a reply. It said, "Sir, I did not even have any immovable property at that time. So, where is the question of sale? And where is the question of capital gains arising out of that sale?" Uh, I agree. I purchased one immovable property, but I did not sell any immovable property. That was the reply given by the petitioner. Department went through the audited final accounts, whatever their balance sheets, etc. And then they said they accepted the submission. You have only purchased the immovable property and not sold. Hence, they dropped the proceedings. Curiously, on the very same day after dropping the proceedings, department issued a corrigendum uh, allowing the continuation of reassessment proceedings, which was dropped. Then this was challenged by way of writ petition. The question before the court was whether the reason given in the corrigendum can be considered as a tangible material for initiating reassessment proceedings. That was the question before the Delhi High Court. The reason for reassessment was the proceeding was the corrigendum. It was initiated based on the audit report, CAG audit report. Court noted that Supreme Court in a case, that is Indian and Eastern Newspaper Society, Supreme Court held an audit by CAG is principally intended for the purpose of satisfying itself with regard to the sufficiency of the rules and procedures prescribed for the purpose of securing an effective check on assessment, collection, and proper allocation of revenue. The relevant internal audit manuals and circulars indicate that audit department should not in any way substitute itself for revenue authorities in the performance of statutory duties. The primary function of audit in relation to assessment and refunds is a consideration whether internal procedures are adequate and sufficient. Purpose of audit should not go any further. This was the view of the Supreme Court. So, in several cases, further in several High Court judgments, it was held that audit report objections cannot be solitary basis to initiate reassessment proceedings. A blanket reliance should not be placed on such objection to initiate reassessment proceedings. So the court looked into the case. The court found that the department closed the case after perusal of the audited final accounts, indicating there was no immovable property held by the petitioner. Hence, there could not be any sale by the petitioner. However, on the same day, hours after terminating the proceeding, department issued a corrigendum initiating reassessment proceedings. It is very interesting to to note what is stated in the corrigendum. That is what I am going to say. It was stated in the corrigendum on examination of final accounts. Though there was no immovable property held by the company, it may be possible that property may have been purchased by the company later on. Mere denial of transaction is not enough unless the transaction is fully investigated from source. Therefore, it is assumed that there is undisclosed sale of immovable property. That is clearly based on assumption. And the and the property sale value was around 2 crores approximately. The court observed that it is clear that corrigendum was issued on the basis of a change of opinion, as two different conclusions are drawn based on the same material, that is the audited final accounts. One, they are saying, no, there is not even a immovable property for sale. Another, they are saying, you might have purchased something and then you could have sold. Hence, it is assumed. That is what the corrigendum said. Now, based on the above reasoning, the court said this 148 notice is bad in law, and then it quashed it. Why it is very interesting is recently the CBIC and CBDT both are coming out with reducing the litigation of the government. They are increasing the monetary limit. I welcome that move. I am not saying, I am not criticizing, because IRS officers, they must have taken several things into account before issuing that circular. I don't know how far those circulars are successful. That also I am not very sure about it. But the point is, if the officers are really interested, if the department is really interested in reducing the litigation, unnecessary litigation they should not create in the name of creating a litigation. They are all intelligent people, so they should know that unnecessarily they are burdening the courts. Unnecessarily they are increasing the workload of the department. All clever officers are there. If there is no point, there is no point. Where is the question of unnecessarily raising a demand on the assessee? That is the point which I want to make. Thank you very much. Have a great day.